Hi, I'm Michael Radowski, and I'm here with another video. Um, I've been getting a lot of email from a lot of people that want to update to the new operating system from Apple called OS X El Capitan. And their issue is that they do not want to update it from the App Store. They want to be able to do a fresh install, but the problem is they don't have a physical media. They don't have anything they can plug into their computer to install it, and it's frustrating to them. So they asked me, is there a way that they could do this? And the answer is yes. We can create a USB install drive, and we could plug in, and we could just boot from that, and we could do a clean install. Now, this is something that I do all the time, especially every time they come up with a new version of the operating system. I find that every time I update, the machine runs slower. And that's also because Apple does recovery disks. Not all the settings and things get properly set. I don't know all the specifics, but I just notice a big difference in performance. So I always like to do that. But now you're probably saying, well, but I have a lot of applications. I have all my data. This is a big deal. I don't want to go through this. I'm worried about losing things. Well, let me tell you, Apple has made it very easy. First of all, if you download all your apps from the App Store, everything's in the cloud, especially with the music too. So any apps that you have, you could just re-download. You just go into, and I'll show you the App Store, go into your purchases, and you could just reinstall everything right away as soon as you sign on with your Apple ID account. So that's not a problem. The other thing is, if you are using an iCloud for an email, not a problem either, because all your photos, you should have your, if you're using Safari, all your favorites and your browsing history, everything is saved. All your bookmarks, they're saved. So everything is set up so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing that there are two things you have to concern yourself with. One is if you have any apps on your machine, on your computer, that you did not get from the App Store, then you have to go out to your original media. And the second is any files that are not on the backed up that you need to back up. Now, if you have tons of stuff and you're not sure, you're a little concerned, then just update. But if you want to go ahead and do a full install, this video is going to walk you through detail how to do that, okay? Before we go ahead with the demo and walk you through step by step, I also want to tell you that if you're using iTunes and you want to go into the iTunes, you want to deauthorize your computer. So what happens is Apple gives you 5 computers that are authorized to use your Apple ID. And you're only able to reset that once a year. So you don't want to waste that count. So go into Apple, go into iTunes, go into your accounts, and you'll see deauthorize, authorize. So deauthorize it, enter your Apple ID, enter your password, and it will deauthorize it. And then once you got everything installed on your computer, you can go back in and you can authorize it. Okay? So the first thing you need to do is have a USB flash drive, 8 gig. So get an 8 gig flash drive, plug it into a USB drive. And then we're going to go into disk utility and we're going to format it the proper way. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're going to go over to the Finder here and we're going to go to Applications. And we're going to go over to Utilities. And we're going to go over to Disk Utility. And you're going to see your disk. This right here is the USB drive that I plugged into my computer. And I'm going to click the bottom part, and it actually says Untitled. It could say something different. You could have had another flash drive you have. I want you to go and click that, hit erase, and the name needs to stay Untitled. So if it doesn't say Untitled with a capital U there, it's not going to work, because the command that we're going to copy that's on the bottom of this video that we're going to paste in terminal session that's the name that's in the command. So they have to be in sync. Also make sure that the format is OS X Extended Journaled. Okay, that has to be that, and then you hit erase, and about 10 seconds it's going to do what it has to do, and everything will be ready to go. Also, for those of you who are familiar with disk utility on OS X El Capitan, This may look a little different to you if you're using a prior operating system, because I'm using the new version, and obviously I don't have the old version installed anymore. So you get the drift. Just click on it and hit the erase button. Okay, it's going, like I say, probably going to be different. They updated this. They modernized this user interface piece for this application. Okay, now we're all done with that. All right, the next thing we want to do is we want to go to the App Store and we want to download the operating system. So let's go to the App Store. You'll see over here, OS X El Capitan. Now, I already downloaded, it's already on my machine, so it says download. Now, if you already have downloaded it and you're already using it, but you just want to know how to create a USB flash drive with the operating system on it, so you can maybe do a clean install on a different computer, or you may want to do it on yours. Not a problem. All you do is you just download it again. It's not going to install until it's going to come back, and you have to hit continue before it to install. So you're not going to hit continue. So don't worry about that. Now, if this is your first time, it's probably going to say get. Click on get, and it may or may not ask you for your Apple ID and password. So I don't think so, because you're already signed on. But if you're not signed on properly, it may ask for those credentials, and then download it. Now, I already downloaded. It takes about 15 to 30 minutes depending on your internet connection. So be patient. So I already have it on my machine. So when it's all done downloaded, it's going to come up with this screen here. Do not hit continue, because this is where you're actually going to install it. All we wanted to do is just download it. Okay, now that we have our USB flash drive set up, we already downloaded it. Now we need to go in. Now on the bottom of the video, you'll see this command, copy. Go in and highlight it and copy it. And I want you to we're going to go into terminal session. All right, and we're going to go to applications. We're going to go to utilities, and then we're going to go to terminal. All right, and for those of you who are not familiar with this, but this, this is built upon a sort of a Unix operating system. And you could do a lot of things in the terminal behind the scenes rather than using the user interface. But that's a whole other video. I'm not going to get into that right now. But bottom line is, right here, you see my name. Obviously, it's going to be probably your name, and it may look a little different. But I want you to, right on top on the command line, we'll hit enter. You'll see it went down a line. Right on that line, I want you to right-click and paste that entire command, okay? And then I want you to hit enter. It's going to ask for a password. This is the password that you set up to get into your computer, okay? And it could be, when you originally installed it, it could be your iCloud account password, or you could have set up a different one. Whatever it is, type it in. So I'm going to type my password in. And it's going to go ahead, and right now, as you can see, it says erasing disk. And this is going to take about 25-30 minutes. So be patient. So I'm going to pause the video now, and then when it's done, we're going to come back, and we'll go from there. But like I say, just be patient, because it does take a long time for it to actually put everything onto your USB drive. Okay, welcome back. Finally finished. It took a good 20-25 minutes. Okay, now that this is completed, as you could see, it actually, copied all the installer files. It made everything bootable. It copied whatever it needed to do, and now your USB that you plugged in is now your physical device. Okay, so let me kind of give you a little overview now of what the next steps are. The first thing you want to do is reboot your computer, and as you reboot, hit the Option key. And then what's going to happen, it's going to come up with several devices. And then you want to click the USB drive that you just created, and that's the drive that we want to install and get everything from, okay? And then before you install the operating system, and I can't show you this because if I go through that, I'm not going to be able to run my software and everything and be able to show you what's going on. But on the very top of the menu, you'll see Disk Utility. Click on the Disk Utility, and I want you to go over to where your hard drive is. It'll be, and it could be 500 gig, whatever. And I want you to click it, and I want you to erase it. I want you to erase your entire hard drive, okay, before you install it. Now, I like to do it. I like to make sure it's nice and clean before I do an install. And then once everything is set up, it's going to be like you just bought your computer. It's going to walk you through questions. I want English. What's my iCloud account ID and password? And it's going to walk you through it. Now, I have to warn you that the first time that you install it from this USB, it's going to take a lot longer. Okay, there are files that are going to be decompressed and things like that. So it could take up to 40 minutes the first time you do this. And I should also warn you, as it's installing, sometimes it'll say 1% to go, and then it will just sit there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you'll think, well, what's going on? Is it working? Be patient. All right, just sit back and wait. Don't stop the process. Just sit and wait, and eventually it will stop and it will complete, and then you'll see it'll reboot a couple times automatically by itself, and then you're ready to go. But I can't stress enough, do not terminate the process. Not that anything will go wrong. You can always just redo the whole thing again. You could just put it back in and reboot and reinstall everything again. It's just why waste time, okay? And then you're ready to go. So if you like these videos, comment below. I'd like to hear your feedback. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you right away. If there's any other subjects or things that you like me, or other videos you'd like me to create, I'd love to hear your ideas. We have a lot of interesting things coming onto the blog very soon, so please check back. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Anyway, signing off.